This section is about your personal finances. For many students, college is the first time that they are the primary person in charge of managing their finances. So let's look at some of the costs of college. Your academic costs will include things like tuition, fees, books, tools like personal computers, calculator, dictionary, or other items that you might need for class. Other costs are what I call living costs, things like insurance, housing, food, transportation, entertainment, and personal items like laundry, shampoo, deodorant, bedding, etc. To begin sorting out our budget, we need to determine what costs our needs, like insurance, tuition and fees, room and board, books, and which are wants, like an iPhone or a Las Vegas weekend, which, while are awesome, are definitely on the wants list. Next, consider your timing. Is your purchase something that you need immediately, like a textbook? Or is it something that you can wait and do some price comparison shopping, like a computer or a tablet? Would there be options for cheaper prices during special sales, like Black Friday? What options are available to buy used, to borrow, or to rent? Textbooks, for example, can often be rented online for a fraction of the purchase price. Is it a one-time only purchase? Sometimes this means that you want to get something high quality and need to budget a little more, like for a laptop or a tablet. Other times it may mean getting something cheaper, like sheets or a comforter, which have a vast range of styles and cost. Sometimes going for something a little cheaper in one department gives you a little bit more to spend in others. Have you set aside some funds for a rainy day or emergency situation? Unfortunately, things can happen. It's always a good idea to set aside a little for emergencies whenever possible. There's a college budget worksheet included in this module to get you started thinking about your budget. Complete a semester budget for yourself and submit it to the Dropbox. You may wish to open a bank account while you're here to make handling your financial needs a little easier. So to start, let's talk about choosing a bank. In La Junta, you have several options, but we can narrow this down by looking at the types of banks. The first type is a local or state bank. These serve the people of this area exclusively. There are not branches in different states, and some only have branches in this region of Colorado. The benefits are that there is a bank branch, a bit of a tongue twister, in La Junta. If you have a problem or concern, you have a person that you can talk with about it, and they can sometimes be a little bit more flexible and helpful in difficult situations. They are very friendly and helpful, and there are ATMs in town that you can use without charge. There are several local banks in La Junta that you see listed above. National banks are banks that have set branches in several states. This does not mean that they cover every state and every city in the U.S., but they do have ATM and branches in different cities throughout the U.S., which can make it easier for you when you move from La Junta, as you won't need to set up a new bank account if there's already a branch in the city that you were planning to go next. U.S. Bank is the only national bank in La Junta. While they are a national branch, they are primarily on the western half of the U.S. The La Junta branch is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. While they must adhere strictly to U.S. Bank policies, the bankers at U.S. Bank are friendly and helpful if you have a problem or a concern. While most state or local banks have to go through larger banks when receiving wire funds, national banks often have a SWIFT code, which makes this process easier and direct. You will have the opportunity to open a U.S. bank account if you wish during orientation. They have free checking options for all students, which is what I highly recommend. You need some basic points. You do not need a Social Security number to open a bank account. If you get one later, it is beneficial to update them with this information. They will take copies of your passport, I-20, DS 2019, I-94, and Visa as proof of your status in order to open an account for you. Once you have approval to work on campus according to policy, you must have a bank account. As all student hourly workers are paid via direct deposit, that means it goes directly into a bank account and no check is actually issued. You can use your Hire One account, which refunds are processed through, but as there's not a representative on campus, some students have struggled with depositing funds into this account. Some advice. I strongly recommend selecting a bank with a branch in La Junta. It's simply easier when it comes to taking care of your business here. Your banking information is always personal and private. However, there may be times when a refund check comes to you and you are gone on break, or you go overdraft by a few dollars in the summer and are not here to address the problem yourself. In these cases, if you use a bank with a branch in La Junta, with your permission, I can usually step in, loan you a few dollars until you get back so that your account is not impacted so dramatically. Here are a few basic pointers to help keep track of your account. First, keep a record of all your transactions, especially ATM or debit cards, so that you don't spend more than what's in your account. Don't rely on ATM or online account balances, as there may be pending transactions. Transactions are not always posted in real time. On weekends and evenings, when the bank is closed and the accounts are pending, they aren't posted until the next working day. To avoid insufficient fund charges, you need to have a good idea of how much is available in your account. The best way to do this is to track your transactions. This also means that you will still be able to use your ATM card if your account is empty, as you may still have transactions pending. If you spend more than what's in your account, you will overdraft. You will be charged a fee for every transaction that is made on your account if you do not have enough to cover the charges. There are no exceptions to this. If you have $1,000 in your account and you write a check for $1,001 and that check is cashed, you will get an overdraft fee charged to your account and owe the bank $1 plus whatever the overdraft fee is for that bank. These range from $25 to $40. If your account goes into overdraft, take care of it right away. It has happened to all of it. Ignoring it and hoping it goes away will lead to a huge mess. Unless you're an exchange student and it's required by your program, you do not have to open a U.S. bank account unless you're approved for student hourly employment, as you need it for direct deposit. While a student account doesn't cost anything, it doesn't earn interest either. You might find that your debit card or credit card for home serves your needs. The choice is yours. There are a variety of ways to get money from home. Some of these include a foreign credit or debit card. Most ATM cards will work in the U.S. You will need a PIN number to withdraw funds from the ATM. Some students have had trouble with their home-based credit cards working in the U.S. regularly. Keep this in mind and make sure to let your bank or credit card company know that you will be receiving funds in America. International wire transfer. These sends money from foreign banks into your U.S. bank account. The details on how exactly to do this are available from your bank. Western Union money transfer. This sends money from a foreign Western Union center to a Western Union center here. Those receiving must bring an ID and the wire transfer number with them to the center to pick up their funds. Pickup points include Safeway, U.S. Bank, and the Academy Bank at Walmart. If you need to send or receive money, please contact me. I don't have all the answers, but I can probably put you in touch with the right people to take care of your needs. Finally, many of you may be wanting to work to earn a little pocket cash to help out with some of your expenses. There are no options for on-campus employment in your first semester unless you are transferring from another U.S. institution and had a GPA of a 3.0 or better. In your second semester, if you have a 3.0 or better in your first, you can work up to 60 hours for the semester, which will earn you about $450. There's a graduated scale after this second semester based on your academic performance. This is covered further in the immigration session. Off-campus employment is only permitted with the written approval of the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service or approval of special programs like the CBYX exchange, where work or internship are a part of the program. If there is a dramatic change in your situation and your ability to continue paying your college expenses occurs, please come and speak to me. While I can't always solve the problem, there might be some opportunities or steps that we can take to help you to find a solution.